watching KTSM 9 News first at 4 starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to KTSM Plus. I'm Monica Cortez. We begin with a developing story. Now, one person was reportedly rushed to a hospital following an early morning crash in northeast El Paso. According to El Paso Police, the incident happened around 5:30 a.m. on Martin Luther King Drive. This was a look at the scene earlier this morning. Now, details remain very limited at this hour, but police do say that it's a special traffic unit responded to the incident. No word yet on the severity of the injuries or how many vehicles were involved. And a 12-year-old girl has died following a rollover crash in Socorro Sunday night. Now, according to a Facebook post from the city of Socorro, police responded to an incident in the desert near Darrington Road and Vista Larga Trail around just before 8:30 p.m. Now, officials say yesterday a UTV driven by a 36-year-old woman rolled over with the 12-year-old and another 14-year-old as passengers. The 12-year-old was taken to Del Sol Medical Center, where she was later pronounced dead. Socorro police say the investigation is ongoing as of this afternoon. Now, a man who broke into a cell phone store may have been surprised to find he made the news of the week, the crime of the week this week. El Paso police say a man rushed into the Metro by T-Mobile store on Alameda and George Orr Road, grabbed a small amount of coins from the cash register and a cell phone that was on display on August 5th around 10 p.m. Now, he was wearing a black mask, a light-colored hooded sweatshirt, dark pants, and dark shoes. He was last seen by witnesses running south on Croom Street. Now, if you know anything about this burglary, make sure to call Crime Stoppers of El Paso, and that number is right there on your screen. Well, in more local coverage, all Texas El Paso Electric customers will receive a credit on their bills the next 3 months. That's all according to the utility company. Now, the average residential customer will receive a credit of approximately $9.61 on their September and October bills and $5.42 in November. El Paso Electric tells us that the refund will be reflected on the fuel charge line item on customer bills, and Texas customer refunds will vary based on the rate service they are currently on. Well, the measles outbreak in West Texas is officially over, and today, the Texas Department of the State Health Services said it has been more than 42 days since a new case has been reported. Now, officials say they will continue to monitor for new cases, but will stop updating the interactive outbreak dashboard. As of today, 762 cases of measles have been confirmed in the outbreak since late January, and more than 2/3 of those cases were in children. 99 people were hospitalized over the course of the outbreak, and there were 2 deaths in school-aged children. The DSHS commissioner says testing, vaccination, monitoring, and educating the public about measles all contributed to ending this outbreak. And Democratic members of the Texas State House returned today after leaving for 2 weeks. They fled the state to prevent a quorum in the State House and prevent the passage of a redistricting effort by Republicans that would potentially add 5 seats in the U.S. House Representative for the Republican Party. Now, the lawmakers returned today as a second special session was set to begin. And after making their way to the floor, Speaker Dustin Burrows gavelled in the session and announced that a quorum was present. However, he added that all lawmakers who had arrest warrants issued during their absence would had to sign a document promising to be at the next session on Wednesday and be assigned a DPS agent to assure their presence. Texas Democrats say returning was now their best course of action.
Well, we are so happy by the welcome that we've gotten from Texans that know that we are victorious in killing this first called sham special session. That session was all about Donald Trump and his political power grabs. This next special session is going to be about the people of Texas and getting them flood relief.
Now, lawmakers are expected to take up the redistricting bill and a flood relief measure during the special session of the Texas House. To read more on today's top stories, simply visit KTSM.com. All right, let's go ahead and take a little break from all of this news and kind of talk about our weather. So if you look outside right now, you're going to be seeing a lot of clouds in our sky. Big question is, and I always get kind of not confused, but I guess tricked by Mother Nature, where I see clouds, I think rain, and nothing happens. You know who has the answer to this question, though? This is a very
we see blue skies, then we get rain.
Yes, and
yes,
you get flooding.
You got it. Yeah, welcome to weather.
I love it.
Happy Monday to you, Monica. We got a lot to talk about from this wonderful weekend that we had. Now, weather-wise, we've got some action tonight, and we want to watch these thunder showers closely because they could produce some brief, locally heavy rainfall. We still have a surge of moisture over the borderland, and that is concerning. Right now, 92 degrees at the International Airport. That dew point a high 59. On the far east side of the county, we have a flash flood warning posted. Now, most of the heavier rainfall is actually coming down in the western portion of Hudspeth County there, but this is a typical storm that we could experience tonight, where all of a sudden it crops up, and within 15 minutes that rain is coming down at over an inch per hour, which of course, even though it doesn't last long, can pack quite a punch this evening. Thunder showers have been prevalent over the Sacramento Mountains, with an aerial flood watch posted there, as well as a flood advisory right to the north and east of Ruidoso. Now here's a quick look for tomorrow. We're going to see another round of late day and potentially strong thunder showers with brief heavy rainfall. After Tuesday, we start to see the storm chances thin. I'm going to have your detailed forecast coming up in just a little bit. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and take you over to our traffic cameras. And this is I-10 and Yarborough in East El Paso. Everything is looking quite nicely in both directions. Not a lot to slow us down at the Sour. It's a big 2 thumbs up. Well, just into our newsroom, El Paso Police Department officials have released new body camera footage in an officer-involved incident that was later determined to be a homicide. Now, we do want to warn you, this video may be difficult for some viewers. Take a listen.
Hey, stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. I'm here. What's wrong? What's wrong? Yeah, I'm here. Let's go and sit down.
Now, as you may remember, this is the incident that happened last month along I-10 and was ruled a homicide, according to an autopsy report obtained by KTSM. Javier Guadalupe Hernandez, the man you are seeing right there on your screen, is being taken down, and it was ruled that he died by asphyxia due to chest compressions while being subdued and restrained by law enforcement. Now, in this video released by police, Hernandez could be heard repeatedly asking the officers for his badge number as the officer demands that he go to the ground. Eventually, the officer discharges his stun gun at least twice, sending Hernandez to the pavement. Once on the ground and subdued by officers, Hernandez began complaining of chest pain during the ordeal, groaning, then going silent as an officer continued to press his hand into his neck and upper back region.
Conclusions of whether the officer's actions are consistent with the law and the department's policy will not be made until all facts are known and the investigation is complete.
Now, as we have previously reported, police say Hernandez tried to jump over a barrier on the highway, and when officers arrived, they say Hernandez resisted commands, forcing the responding officer to deploy his stun gun. According to the autopsy results, a contributing factor in Hernandez's death was cocaine toxicity. EPPD officials add that the incident remains under investigation. Well, in national news, as President Trump attempts to broker peace between Russia and Ukraine, public opinion is shifting. In today's Political Minute, News Nation's Blake Berman breaks down what Americans think about the ongoing conflict.
Americans' views on the Russia-Ukraine war. I'm Blake Berman, host of The Hill on News Nation. President Trump meeting with the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky and key European leaders on Monday, after he met with the Russian President Vladimir Putin on Friday. A survey by the Pew Research Center shows what Americans think of the war and how those views have changed. Since March, for example, a growing number of Americans say the U.S. has a responsibility to help Ukraine defend itself. Republicans seeing the largest jump in support, 23% in March to 35% in August. Democrats holding steady. Overall, 18% of Americans say the U.S. is providing too much support to Ukraine. 25% say the right amount. 29% say not enough has been done to help. Since the beginning of the year, more Republicans say the U.S. is providing the right amount of support to Ukraine. Over that same period, more Democrats say the U.S. is not providing enough support. I'm Blake Berman, and this is the News Nation Political Minute.
Well, coming up, the new Migrant Processing and Detention Center at Fort Bliss officially opened its doors yesterday. We go over your thoughts in today's segment of In the Comments. Then, hidden deals inside the apps you already use, including free food, cashback, and subscriptions. Rich DeMuro has the details a little later in this newscast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to KTSM 9+, putting local
reduce snoring, and right now save up to $700 on Tempur-Pedic. Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy.
Welcome back, everyone. The new Migrant Processing and Detention Center at Fort Bliss officially opened its doors yesterday, and as we've been telling you, it's set to be the largest migrant detention facility in the country. The U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement tent complex, known as Camp East Montana, has the initial capacity for up to 1,000 detainees, with further expansion in the works for 5,000. Now, the project is estimated to cost more than $1 billion Federal officials say the dual-purpose complex will streamline the removal of foreign nationals found ineligible to remain in the United States. ICE says that the detention center will only hold single adults, no families, and no children until they can be transported to their home countries or elsewhere. Of course, we shared this story over to our social media pages, and many of you had lots to say. So we're going to begin with Joe Merg, who writes, "It means more illegals detained than deported. Simple." Robin Friedman writing, "I lived and worked in El Paso in 76 and 77. I loved the people, the mountains, and the desert so much that I still dream about moving back. Well, not anymore. You all can live with what you are doing to human beings that are trying to survive." And Domingo Luna writes, "Good job, Trump. Finally have a president that takes care of business." Now, you may recall last week, El Paso County Commissioners, they voted unanimously on a resolution opposing the facility, calling for greater transparency, including formal briefings from federal agencies and access for local leaders. Take a listen.
You know, I'm going to be pushing to get access to the facility. I hope everybody else on this court pushes to get access to that facility, because we need to have oversight and we need to understand what's going on there.
Now, to read more on this story, simply head on over to KTSM.com. Now, here at KTSM, we absolutely value your opinion, and we do want to hear more from you. So make sure that you're following us on all of our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments. Well, don't go anywhere. Robert has another look at your forecast right after this break. Stay with KTSM.
List. Same day eye exam, same day glasses. 2 pairs plus eye exam for only $79.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Back to back. So over the weekend, KTSM took part in a news media softball tournament, and well, The KTSM Peacocks took home the win for a second time in a row. The crew first took on Univision, then we went head-to-head with the winner of between KFOX and KVAA. It was a close to 9-8 win against KFOX, but we won. Congratulations to everyone who played the game, and go Peacocks. Isn't that awesome? So, okay, I gotta ask you, Robert, how sore are you today?
Why? I know your husband is a lot younger than I am, so I was glad to hear he was sore too.
Yeah,
No,
I think a lot of people were sore at
I couldn't
KTSM.
tell you how fun it was. It was just so much fun.
A lot of fun.
And let me tell you what, with baseball, softball, don't ever get cocky, because the moment you do, here comes KFOX running in 7 runs. I'm like, I never thought we'd get to that third out.
You know what, Robert? There was a point in time where I was like, are we going to lose? We were up, guys, 9-1.
Heart attack.
For most of the game, and then towards the end, they caught up 9-8. We kept it that way, though, so that's nice.
But now we're all showered and back.
Using crutches, some of us, but it's okay.
Yeah, all right. Let's take a look at the high temperatures so far today. 97 at the airport, 98 Juarez, 91 Las Cruces, 91 Alamogordo, 90 for Deming, and 77 for Ruidoso. Hot enough, certainly that moisture is there. I have to admit, I really love the cloud cover on Saturday. So beautiful, and it kept the temperature down nicely there out while we were playing our softball tournament with the media. 91 degrees in Las Cruces right now. We've got thunder showers in the area. I want to put you on alert that we could see potentially strong storms tonight, and they could unlock heavy rainfall. It might be brief, but it will be heavy enough that it could cause some localized flooding. Right now, we'll draw your attention to 2 areas, of course. One right around Las Cruces, right over the Oregon Mountains, a little crop of thunder showers building up as we speak. We do have a flash flood warning in effect for far east El Paso County, western Hudspeth County. These are the perfect examples of storms we could see tonight. Now, this, of course, is over mainly a relatively sparsely populated area of Hudspeth County, but the rain rates were over 1 inch per hour anytime you see that red. And we've had some decent individual cells move up around San Eli a little bit earlier, so just watch out tonight. And these storms could go well into the night, late this evening, before finally tapering off. We have a flood advisory right next to Ruidoso. They were under a flood warning earlier. Now that flood advisory includes Capitan. Here are the temperatures where you are. Expect, of course, widely scattered showers and thunder showers for tonight, tapering off in the early morning hours, and then we're going to hit it again for our Tuesday with potentially strong thunder showers. Here comes your exclusive 9-hour forecast. High tomorrow, 96 degrees. We'll get just enough midday sun to feel that mugginess in the air. And then here come the storms. On your allergy forecast, only a 6 medium range for tomorrow, and then it jumps back up to high again for the following 2 days. Low temperatures tonight, 68 for Alamogordo, 66 Deming, 73 Juarez, and 70 for Van Horn. High temperatures tomorrow, 92 Alamogordo, 94 Deming, 96 for Juarez, and 92 for Van Horn. Tonight for you, Las Cruces, 69 the low temperature tonight, potentially strong thunder showers with the brief heavy rain component. 93 the high temperature for tomorrow, very muggy. And then here comes another round of storms tonight for us at the airport. 72 our low with scattered thunder showers tonight, and we'll have another round of scattered thunder showers tomorrow night as well with a high of 96. Now coming up, I'll have your exclusive 9-day forecast. We'll talk about the storms tapering off for a real dry spell and a hot spell. You stay with KTSM 9 News.
More details.
Thanks for watching KTSM 9 News Weekdays.
Welcome back, everyone, to the In Consumer Alert this afternoon. Did you know that there are hidden deals inside the apps that you already use? Rich DeMuro shows us where you can find them in today's Rich on Tech.
Everyone loves a deal, but you have to know where to find them. Here are some hidden places to look. First, your cell carrier app. Verizon offers perks like free gift cards, discounted concert tickets, and more. Look under My Access. T-Mobile's T-Life app is known for its freebies every Tuesday, but there are also discounts on hotels, rental cars, and more. Next, your gym app. Planet Fitness members can find discounts on various brands and offers like 2 free months of Apple Music for free. Your credit card app is another good place to check. American Express, Chase, and Citi all have cashback offers, but they're not automatic. You have to activate them first. Got PayPal? Tap the Offers tab to see cashback deals. Activate them and check out with PayPal to save. Target Circle often has special offers, and it's free to join.
Here, there's a few places to look. First, tap My Target, then Target Circle Benefits, hit Explore, and you can see all kinds of savings you might qualify for. Then tap Wallet, and here you might see some offers at the top you can activate before you shop.
Samsung users, check Samsung Wallet for its perks section. It might have cashback or promotions. Also, look in the Samsung Members app under Benefits. Disney Plus has a perks page at disneyplus.com/perks. Right now, there's 6 months of Dash Pass, 2 months of Super Duolingo, and 3 months of Kroger Boost, all free. Uber also hides some promos inside its app. Tap Account, then Wallet, and scroll to Promotions or Partner Rewards to see what's offered. For Uber Eats deals, tap Account and look for Uber Eats Promotions. And finally, just about every fast food and fast casual restaurant app has a sign-up deal for first-time users.
Wow, that was pretty cool. I didn't know a lot of that stuff. Well, don't go anywhere, guys. We still have a lot more to share with you right after this break. This is KTSM 9+.
today before summer ends. Don't give up. Rise up at Western Tech. College for the real.
Welcome back, everyone, to KTSM 9+. We begin with our Austin newsroom. So, Democratic members of the Texas State House, they returned today after leaving for 2 whole weeks. They fled the state to prevent a quorum in the State House and to prevent the passage of a redistricting effort by Republicans that would potentially add 5 seats to the U.S. House of Representatives for the Republican Party. Adam Schwager has the latest from Austin.
A quorum is present, and it's time to resume the work of the people of Texas sent us here to do.
Speaker of the House Dustin Burrows announcing an end to the quorum break. Democrats who returned could only leave with escorts from the Texas Department of Public Safety.
He's right there in the blue.
Oh, in the blue right here?
Yeah.
House Democratic Vice Chair Mihaela Plesa says the move reminds her of John Lewis getting arrested in the civil rights movement.
He was smiling because he said that this shows that we were getting into good trouble. I smile because I know I'm on the right side of history.
While returning Democrats are being monitored, Burrows spoke of no other punishments on the House floor, to the dismay of some Republicans.
To come back. No seats vacated, no arrest. The governor, nor the speaker, nor the lieutenant governor ever pledged to kill even one piece of legislation by these rogue Democrats. Hell, they still have their parking spots.
A large portion of Democrats were still missing on Monday, saying their job isn't finished.
Okay, well, first session is over. It's time to go back. That wasn't what I said I was going to do. What I said I was going to do was fight these maps with every tool in the toolbox.
Those who showed up in Austin said their fight began on Monday.
We are going to continue traveling around the nation, whether it's in California or New York, talking to people, telling them what is on the line. Look, this isn't just about lines on a map. This is about lives on the line.
In Austin, I'm Adam Schwager.
Well, in more news across Texas, the Texas Department of Public Safety has rolled out a new design on Texas driver's license and ID cards. Beginning today, all newly issued Texas IDs and licenses will feature a new look which has increased security features. According to DPS, cards are made of tamper-resistant material that is difficult to reproduce. Instead of a gold star, these new cards now feature a black laser engraved star in the upper right corner to indicate real ID compliance. The previously issued cards with the current design are still valid until their expiration date. Well, along the border, U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers working at the Paso del Norte border crossing seized close to 70 pounds of meth last week. The drugs were found after a CBP K-9 alerted officers to a truck with Mexican license plates, and after an inspection by CBP officers, 60 bundles of meth were discovered hidden inside the gas tank of the vehicle. The driver, a 25-year-old Mexican woman, was taken into custody, and the case is being investigated by Homeland Security investigations. Also developing news now, one person is dead after an early morning crash in northeast El Paso. The incident happened around 5:30 a.m. on Martin Luther King Drive, and this was the scene earlier today. According to El Paso Police, 52-year-old Oscar Lopez of El Paso was killed in the wreck. Lopez's car was struck by a 2017 Ford F-150 pickup driven by 49-year-old Michelle Olivas. Police say Olivas swerved to avoid another wreck, lost control going into oncoming traffic, and struck Lopez's car and another vehicle. Lopez was rushed to a nearby hospital where he later died due to his injuries. And a man who broke into a cell phone store may have been surprised to find he made off with a very light loot. That's this week's crime of the week. So, El Paso police say a man rushed into the Metro by T-Mobile store on Alameda and George Orr Road. Now, he grabbed a small amount of coins from the cash register and a cell phone that was on display on August 5th. And around 10 p.m., he was wearing a black mask, a light-colored hooded sweatshirt, dark pants, and dark shoes. He was last seen by witnesses running south on Croom Street. If you have any information about this burglary, just make sure you're calling Crime Stoppers of El Paso at the number you see right there on your screen. All right, so not 5 minutes ago, I just heard some thunder coming down over our studio. This is a live picture of what's going on outside. This is our tower camera, and well, it's up in the mountains. So that's what it looks like. Robert, did it already start? Yeah, it's really cool.
Come to my house, please.
Is it on the west side already or no?
It's forming. I want to show you that. In fact, the storms could get strong, and we could see some heavy rainfall out of individual thunder showers. All you need is about 20 minutes of rain at a rate of 1 inch per hour, and you've got a problem, at least locally, over the streets in Arroyo. So
that's not good.
Let's stay in driving in monsoon mode, shall we? 92 degrees at the airport right now. We've got a dew point of 59, very juicy. Of course, the surge of moisture has been with us all the way through the weekend, and now the storms are activating once again tonight right here on the far east side of the county. We have a flash flood warning in effect. Now, most of the rainfall fell in the western portion of Hudspeth County, and now I'll draw our attention to what's happening just over the border into Juarez, just south of Sunland Park and over in Santa Teresa. These individual cells represent exactly what I'm talking about. This particular cell seems to be growing toward the north, and in that red zone that you see, that means rain rates of 1 inch per hour, so that can flood streets quickly. Here's a quick look ahead. We're going to have another round of potentially strong thunder showers for our Tuesday afternoon and evening before it begins to taper off. Just a few storms Wednesday and then hot and dry. For how many days? I'm going to have your detailed forecast coming up in just a little bit. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. All right, well, sticking with weather, U.S. National Hurricane Center Hurricane said that Erin has re-intensified into a Category 4 storm after completing an eye wall replacement cycle. Now, warning of life-threatening surf and rip currents along the U.S. eastern seaboard this week. The hurricane was about southeast of Cape Hatteras, that's North Carolina, and it was packing maximum sustained winds of 130 miles per hour. Erin, the first hurricane of the 2025 Atlantic season, has been downgraded to a Category 3 on Sunday as the storm's wind speed eased slightly. Even as it was downgraded, swells still generated by Erin downed trees and caused flooding in several areas in Puerto Rico, and high winds downed trees. All right, well, from our D.C. newsroom, President Trump's D.C. crime crackdown is escalating, with multiple Republican-led states sending their troops to patrol the streets of the nation's capital. Protesters and city leaders are pushing back against the federal takeover. Washington, D.C. correspondent Hannah Brand has the latest.
There's now a major military presence here on D.C. streets, and it's about to expand. Just 1 week after President Trump announced a federal crackdown on crime in the nation's capital.
The press says he's a dictator, he's trying to take over. No, all I want is security for our people.
Now, Republican governors in Mississippi, West Virginia, Ohio, and South Carolina have each pledged to send hundreds of their National Guard troops to the district. And according to the White House, some of the Guard members on patrol may soon carry guns. But the Army says they will not be making arrests.
This doesn't make sense. You know it doesn't make sense. The numbers on the ground in the district don't support 1,000 people from other states coming to Washington, D.C.
D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser is critical of the military surge, especially as crime rates in D.C. have already fallen to a 30-year low. But she says city leaders are cooperating with the president's executive order.
There is no takeover. What there is a surge in federal law enforcement. And that surge in federal law enforcement necessarily has to coordinate with the Metropolitan Police Department.
The federal policing sparked a major protest in D.C. over the weekend, with marchers arguing President Trump is overstepping his authority.
We need to have our independence, and this is not that, so we are here to stand up for our rights.
The Trump administration says their efforts are having an impact, with the White House official sharing that officers have made more than 300 arrests since federal enforcement began, many of them on gun and drug-related charges. In Washington, I'm Hannah Brand.
Well, over to some sad news now. Isleta del Sur Pueblo tribal leader has passed away. The announcement was made about Cacique Jose Sierra Jr. in the Speaking Rock social media page. The post reading, quote, We join together in honoring his life and legacy during this difficult time. Please join us in prayer for a beloved cacique and his family. As KTSM 9 previously reported, Sierra Sr. was elected cacique on December 31st, 2024, and took office in January. Bishop Mark Seitz of the Catholic Diocese of El Paso issued the following statement on the death of cacique. He says, "I am saddened to hear of the loss of the cacique and a very dear friend, Chief Sierra. His commitment to his faith, along to his unwavering commitment to the Isleta del Sur Pueblo community, was an inspiration for me. I was very fortunate to have worked alongside him, and I am grateful to the Lord to have blessed me to have had the privilege to call him a friend." Now, a very important note, all Isleta del Sur Pueblo facilities will be closed until further notice. And we do know that, of course, the TLC concert that was supposed to take place on Saturday was canceled. We have more news headed your way right after this break, so make sure you stay with KTSM 9 for all your local news. We'll be right back.
I'm Andy Morgan. You're watching KTSM 9 News, putting local first.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Intense heavy rainfall. That's what's happening over our studios on the west side right now. This is a live view from the tower cam. No windshield wiper on that, but you can see the drops. You can see in the distance how the rain shafts are obscuring visibility. We have other cameras for you to see. This is right off our roof here at KTSM 9 Studios, looking toward the shops at Solana, and you can see the rain shafts, especially on the right side of your screen here. And we have a view of I-10 near Montecillo. Actually, this is I-10 near Reuben, and a heavy rain is causing ponding on the interstate right now, so any one of these thunder showers can ramp up quickly, produce some brief heavy rainfall, so we need to drive in monsoon mode. Let's take a look in Las Cruces. It is 91 degrees right now, dew point 53. We are charged up with the moisture. That surge of moisture from Mexico has been with us all the way through the weekend, and now it'll stay with us tonight and tomorrow as well. Satellite radar composite. Now, these thunder showers may form late into the night tonight, so we need to be on guard for possible storms late. And look at this cluster in northern Hudspeth County. Granted, a fairly rural area out there near Cornudas, but still possible flooding. We've got a flood warning still in effect for far east El Paso County, where we had some storms over Hudspeth County earlier today. And now we'll draw your attention to the west side, where right over Santa Teresa, a decent cell right here south of the border, and a new fresh cell beginning to form right over the Kern area, which of course reminds us of what we experienced with the flooding on Mesa Street just a few days ago, last Tuesday, if my memory serves correct. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that's been posted for White Sands. It's basically east of the Oregon Mountain Ridge over here, but this means winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. It also means the potential for flooding as well as hail that could get up to about 1/4 in size. Of course, it's been quiet in Las Cruces, but in an environment like this with a supercharged and very unstable air mass over us, we could experience thunder showers at any moment, and they go from 0 to 60 fast, meaning they'll form and then we'll have the heavy rainfall almost without any warning whatsoever. Just get you a quick update on Hurricane Erin out in the Atlantic right now, a Category 3, thankfully turning away from the coastline of the United States. Now, we're going to have tomorrow another round of thunder showers. We'll see sunshine midday to get everything cooking, and then more potentially strong thunder showers for our Tuesday afternoon and evening as well. Now, coming up, I'll have your exclusive 9-day forecast. We'll talk about drying out after Tuesday. You stay with KTSM 9 News. Monica?
Robert, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and talk about our traffic. So obviously Robert touched a little bit on it, which is we're starting to see some minor flooding on those streets. Lots of wet, slick roads out there. So guys, this is West El Paso, I-10 Montecillo. If that is your route, just make sure you take extra time. I-10 Eastlake in East El Paso, looking pretty dry right now. Not a lot to talk about as far as slick roads go, and traffic is moving quite nicely. Well, as we told you earlier in this newscast, a 12-year-old girl has died following a rollover crash in Socorro Sunday night. And according to a Facebook post from the city of Socorro, police responded to an incident in the desert area near Darrington Road and Vista Larga Trail around just before 8:30 p.m. Now, yesterday, officials say a car driven by a 36-year-old woman rolled over with the 12-year-old and another 14-year-old girl in the car. The 12-year-old girl was taken to Del Sol Medical Center, where she was later pronounced dead. Socorro police say the investigation is ongoing as of this afternoon. Of course, we shared this devastating story all over our social media accounts, and many of you guys chimed in. So we're going to start off with Cristina Minjares, who writes, "My heartfelt condolences to everyone affected by this tragic accident. May the family find strength during this difficult time, and may the young girl's soul be at peace." Joe Patel writes, "Rest in peace for the little girl and prayers for the family. Horrible tragedy." Finally, Mireya Neria writes, "If you have any type of ATV or off-road vehicle, put helmets on your kids." Well, guys, don't go anywhere. We still have a lot more to share with you right after this break. This is KTSM 9+.
Segment sponsored by Emergence Health Network. Hi everyone, I'm Noreen Hadamia with Emergence Health Network, and I'm here with Jonathan Bohannon, also with Emergence Health Network, and with our Veterans One-Stop Center. So we're here to talk about that. Talk about the Veterans One-Stop Center and what's its purpose.
Yes, the purpose of the Veterans One-Stop Center is to specifically cater to the active duty military and veteran population, as well as their families.
Okay, and is it helpful, or how is it helpful, I should say, that a lot of your staff has actually served in the military before?
I think it's very beneficial. Having that shared knowledge, shared experience allows you to quickly establish a rapport and quickly get to work.
Okay, so it's again available for our community out there, and if you'd like to learn more, you can always go to our website at emergencehealthnetwork.org and learn about our Veterans One-Stop Center.
Segment sponsored by Emergence Health Network.
KTSM.
Putting local first.
Last look at the forecast. We can expect another round of scattered showers and thunder showers with the potential for brief heavy rainfall as we are experiencing tonight. High tomorrow 96 degrees. Then we'll downgrade that to isolated area storms Wednesday, and then we enter a dry spell. 100 Thursday, 98 Friday and Saturday, sunny through Sunday and Monday, and then those thunder showers come back at us, especially by next Wednesday. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. Well, that does it for us here on KTSM 9 Plus. 9 News Now with Estela Casas is up next.
Hair and wardrobe provided by